Yo, guys, can we acknowledge the absolute absurdity going on in Jassey Lake right now? Because if you have not seen Cormac's epic videos, latest shorts, it's clear something big is going down. Right? I don't know if it's the collector, the pure Marquette shadow, whatever it is. Something's happening, guys. And today, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. As always, Cormac Fan 832 here. Welcome back to another video. You may ask, what's with the dramatic intro? Why did it take you like 30 seconds to introduce yourself? Well, I've been scrolling through Cormac's epic videos and shorts, as any sane person does, and I've seen a crazy amount of stuff in these shorts. Like, it's actually insane. They look like random shorts spliced together, but you know me, nothing's ever random with the Cormac's epic videos lore. So today, I'm going to explain to you how this all connects. And by the end of this, we may uncover something so singularly devious that it might threaten our existence. Stay tuned for that, guys. And now, let's get into the video. Reminder to subscribe to me and also Cormac's epic videos. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, first video we got is, it takes place in Jassey Lake. All of these videos do. But you may be asking, why is there an elephant in Jassey Lake? And how do you know it's Jassey Lake? Could be from another place, could be Africa. No. Okay. I've studied these grounds for a long time. I know what Jassey Lake looks like. I can see the shade of the dirt is different. This is not African dirt. Plus, Cormac's epic videos has been known to stay around the American area, like, let's say, like Illinois, right? That's where Jassey Lake is. You know, he doesn't really take a lot of videos outside. Most of them are like contained in Illinois / Jassey Lake. Plus, if he did go to Africa, he would tell us, right? Like, there wouldn't just be like a random location drop with no explanation, right? So this has to mean something. Well, what does this mean, Cormac's Fan 832? Well, that's what I'm about to explain. But first, let's go to the second point of evidence. In a video titled April 1st, 2024, we see a polar bear. He's like in this glass, not really a cage, but it's like a little enclosure, right? And there's this little boy. And at first the polar bear is swimming around, and then he touches hands with the little boy. And then something weird happens. I just want you guys to see. So, when he touches hands with the boy, he starts yelling. But it's more like a wail. It's not really like a polar bear thing to do. It's like a cry of agony. So, Cormac Fan 832, what are you implying here? Well, I believe that this is no polar bear, since we know that this takes place in Jassey Lake, because obviously it does. We've established before that Cormac's epic videos is stuck in Jassey Lake, and he's trapped there by this being known as the Jassey Lake Collector. Goes around, lures kids to Jassey Lake, and he traps them there. This is exactly what he's done. This is no boy. This is a polar bear. Once he made a connection, aka the hand touching, with another member of the Jassey Lake community, all his memories flooded back. He's not a polar bear. He's a little boy, trapped there by the Jassey Lake Collector. What do I think this means? Well, considering that this has never happened before, I think something's happening to the Collector. I think something's happening to Jassey Lake. I think something's happening to our very existence, our very reality. I think something's shifting. I think something's hurting the Collector. I don't know what. I don't know if it's a person, if it's a force, if the Collector is dying. I don't know what powerful being could stand against something as unstoppable. Something so powerful like the Jassey Lake Collector. Now, you may be wondering, what is that force? Well, I think I got it, guys. Now, if there's anything to know about Cormac's epic videos, especially his shorts, it's that nothing is random, nothing is left up to chance. And in this video, it's not a video of him touching hands with a polar bear. It's a video of this boy. Now, what is the significance of this boy? Well, when he made contact with the polar bear, or the polar boy, if we're being honest, he wailed. I think this boy, he's the chosen one or something. He connecting with the polar bear. They have a connection. The polar bear recognizes this boy. I think he could be the savior. I think that's why the Jaccey Lake Collector is keeping him specifically in Jaccey Lake. If you remember in the previous Jaccey Lake videos, like Jaccey Lake Part 3, there are kids trapped there, like Cormac and like Nora the horse lover, or like Luke's epic videos. And there are also these ghost kids, which are these shadows, like these little kind of like meat puppets of kids sent to basically keep up the ruse of Jaccey Lake and also keep the kids there unknowingly, like kind of like brainwashing them into thinking that Jaccey Lake is safe for them, which it is not. And then there are the faceless adults, which are like these adults that walk around acting like real adults, but when you come up close, they have no face. Remember? Like, in the Jaccey Lake, lore, part 3. So, I think this boy, he has to have some sort of importance if Cormac put him in such focus in the video. I think that this boy is a person who's gonna save us all from the Jaccey Lake Collector. Next, we have this video of a pumpkin burning. Well, not a pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern. You may be wondering, so who cares? It's probably taken in October or something. Raw. This was released on March 27th, 2024. This is what the shadows were here to do. The kids, the meat puppets, and also the adults. I think they're the ones in charge of this. If you can see here in the video, there's a man or a woman, or whatever you want to be, sitting down. Coincidentally, this person, they're obviously too tall to be a kid, right? So they're obviously an adult. But what's the coincidence here? The coincidence is that you can't see their face. You know what that means? Faceless adult. I think that this is a sacrifice. I think that the pumpkin is also, there's a soul of one of the children trapped in there by the pumpkin. And the Jaccey Lake Collector, he strays all the kids, all the real kids, into thinking that's just a jack-o'-lantern, when in reality, it's one of their own peers being burnt alive. The Jaccey Lake Collector, he's an evil force, and he knows his time is almost up, so he's buying as much time as he can. So what's the end game? The end game is to channel his power into one specific person. And I think I know exactly who that's going to be. The man with enough power to stop him. This little boy. The boy who challenges the Jaccey Lake Collector. Not only challenges his power, but also the place in between time, space, and reality known as Jaccey Lake. This boy was powerful enough to awaken the souls trapped in the animals, the jack-o'-lanterns, anything in Jaccey Lake. The man who has enough power to shut down this entire operation. He's trying to use him as a vessel to put his powers into, to possess once his body is gone. And I think that's what the Jaccey Lake Collector is. He was the chosen one originally, until he turned into this dark shade, a shade of his former self, a shade of the man who once did good for Jaccey Lake, but is now turned to a twisted and bigoted ruler. He's trying to put all of his energy into this boy and turn him like he was, so then he can use him as a new body and turn him into a shade. But I think that's where Cormac comes in. So, I think it's beyond just a battle for Cormac. I think he's woken up to the collective delusion. I think him I think the most likely members of his rebellion is him, Nora the Horse Lover, and also Luke's epic videos, most likely. Maybe some other kids, but I don't think the kid from his the Jaccey Lake Lord Part 3 video, I don't think he's woken up out of his trance because he was in pretty deep, right? I think him, Nora the Horse Lover, and Luke's epic videos are trying to take back the kid and make sure that the collector doesn't get to him. Because he's the only chance they have at not only getting out of Jaccey Lake, but also reforming Jaccey Lake so nobody has to experience it ever again. I think he's the best chance that they've got. But if he turns into another collector, who knows when the next kid will show up, right? Like, we don't even know how long the collector's been here. Okay? And we don't know when another kid will turn up, so yeah. Let's examine the last piece of evidence here, guys. Here, in a video titled March 10th, 2024, we see a group of crows, and they're migrating. Let's pay attention to just the exact content of this video. The crows, they're in distress. They're leaving. But let's focus on the song. It's called Stuck Inside, and I think it's like a FNAF parody song by, I don't remember the name, but they make all these FNAF parody songs, video game parody songs. And let's look at the content in this song. Not all of this content is going to be relevant, but there's some things that are relevant. So let's look at the relevant stuff. Wasn't pretty, but needed to be done for my son. I think that Cormac picked this because he knows something about the Jaccey Lake Collector's backstory, and this is alluding to that. I don't know who his son is. I think that's more metaphorical. The son could be the child that was touching the polar bear, but we don't know yet. 5 lives, not relevant. If you don't know, in FNAF there are 5 animatronics, like 5 children, all of that. I thought that they were mine. It's alright, I'll be fine. That's not that relevant, but I think that it's probably alluding to Cormac and his revolution trying to take the polar bear child back. It's alright, I'll be fine. This is important. This is the Jaccey Lake Collector trying to convince himself that he still has control over Jaccey Lake, even though we know the truth. Running out of time. He is running out of time. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. I think that I can find a place where I can hide. This is him channeling his energy into the child to try and, use his body to keep control over Jaccey Lake. And then the last, it's alright, I'll be fine, is just repeating, like I said before. But this time there's a bracket, safe inside, if you notice. That's him believing that he'll be safe with the collector. With the child, sorry. So, yeah. Next, Cormac pans over and we see these trees, and there's all these crows on the trees. This may not look like anything, but I think by now we know that nothing's ever random in these videos. I think that this is foreshadowing an upcoming battle between the kids who have awoken and the Jaccey Lake Collector for the child, of course. And I think since crows symbolize death, it's going to be a bloody, gory battle. And I think that there's definitely going to be some casualties. People are going to be lost. And in the end, will it be worth it? I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's it for all. I'll see you guys later.